It's your boy K-Blao Hood X, back with another video. This video is called "What is your expiration date?" So, me, I'm a black male. Average length of a black male, um, African American male in America is about 65 years old. So me, I'm in my 40s. I know I don't look like it, but yeah, I'm actually in my 40s. So, I'm actually 42. You know what I'm saying? So technically, I got about another 23 years. You know what I'm saying? Given the fact that I smoke, you know what I'm saying, my lifestyle, subtract about another 3 years from that, say about 62. You know what I'm saying? 62 years old. You know what I'm saying? So technically I had about 20 years left. You know what I'm saying? So I hit my expiration date. Technically, you know what I'm saying? You say August. I'm born in February, so you know what I'm saying, I usually calculate on opposite end. So like if you was born in March, for example, I would say September. You know what I'm saying? If you was born in September, then I would probably say March. You know what I'm saying? So me, I was born in February. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Figure August, maybe about 2041. It's about probably around the time I'm gonna check out of here. You know what I'm saying? So you figure August, 2041 is technically my expiration date. Now, when you buy milk, you buy meat, you buy groceries, you buy these things, you put them in the refrigerator. Typically, bread, you know what I'm saying? They got a date on it that, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily exactly on that date, but more than likely around this date, this is when this is probably time to get rid of this. You know what I'm saying? So I look at my life the same way. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't think about their life in the same way. They don't think about the expiration date. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta, when you think like this, you start being more practical. You start having core values. You start moving with more purpose in your life. You know what I'm saying? K-Blao, Kung Blao. You know what I'm saying? Kung Blao means purpose. You know what I'm saying? So part of having a purpose is knowing when your expiration date is. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, hopefully, you outlive your expiration date, obviously, but while you still here, you still got to think in terms of, you say, more than likely, this is when I'm gonna check out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, it could be other things that could come in along and stop those things. You can get killed. You know what I'm saying? Before your expiration date, stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you want to avoid those things, but you want to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? And start thinking about, the reality of you only here for so long. You know what I'm saying? And most people, they don't think about these things. You know what I'm saying? When I was in, there was a company called Transamerica I was with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still with them, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not as active. But I met a guy who, he literally walked me through his whole will, you know what I'm saying? And it was his, when you die, you got a will. And like, it was one of the most profound things I'd ever seen because he literally had like an expiration date. Like he had a date. He already knew he was gonna die. He knew what everything was gonna go, who was gonna get what. He knew exactly how much money, you know what I'm saying, who was gonna get what. He knew what house was gonna go to who. I was like, man, it was just like brilliant. Like he was speaking in a way that like it was like he was already dead. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you hear me on this channel talking about the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of God. The kingdom of heaven. And when you study Kabbalah, there's a concept called the Malkuth kingdom, which is I don't want to say it's similar because it's not really similar at all. But like as far as your kingdom, you know what I'm saying? We talking about Malkuth kingdom. That's like your kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily the kingdom of heaven, but you here as a physical being, you occupy. And as far as your equity, your equity occupies multiple dimensions of space and time. You know what I'm saying? So, your life has meaning, or it should have meaning. You know what I'm saying? When you die, so the things that's left behind, and the not just the things that's left behind, but the feelings and the emotions and the energy and the way people think about you. These things have value and equity. You know what I'm saying? And your life, the life that you live in, and the lifestyle that you choose, is going to reflect those things. Even after you're gone. You know what I'm saying? So knowing your expiration date helps helps line those things up a lot more quicker and a lot more efficient. Hopefully you start paying more attention to you know what I'm saying, how much time you got left. You know what I'm saying, realistically. So like, if you a black woman, you might want to go Google, what is the life expectancy of black women? White man, Asian man, mixed, whatever, your parents. Look at how old your parents lived to. You see what I'm saying? what's the average life expectancy? You see what I'm saying? Start looking at where you at in that, and then put a real practical number on that shit. You see what I'm saying? And like okay, so like I said, I expect to die around August 2041. You know what I'm saying? That's my expiration date. So I'm moving accordingly to that. You know what I'm saying? Be realistic. Like I said, most people don't even think about these things. They just, moving through life, they look, when you gonna die? Like, I don't know. Like, okay, realistically, the probability, more than likely, how much time you got left? You know what I'm saying? And start thinking according to that. You know what I'm saying? And the more you start thinking that way, you're gonna start realizing a lot of this shit that you wasting your time on is totally just that, a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I said something that makes some sense to you, something you can think about. You know what I'm saying? If I have, make sure you like, share, subscribe, pass it on to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Make sure you sign up for HUDX.com. See you on the next video. You dig.